This is Elliot Serrano and Jose Melendez coming to you from Dreamland Comics in Schaumburg, Illinois. Thank you for joining us here yet again on the Comic Culture Warrior YouTube channel. It's been a busy week, and we actually have something going on in preparation of Free Comic Book Day, which will be on Saturday, May 2nd. A lot of you folks have been asking what we would think of this title here for Free Comic Book Day. It's the Free Comic Book Day edition of
The Avengers.
The Avengers. Oh, you know, I just noticed that. It's not like New Avengers or Mighty Avengers or anything. It's just The Avengers.
Yep.
By Brian Michael Bendis and
Jimmy Chung.
Jimmy Chung.
With inks by Mark Morales.
Mark Morales, who is actually a really good inker.
He's an ink stud.
The dude is like bringing it on everything. Okay, so this is kind of funny. I think we're in Bizarro World right now, to use a DC.
This is going to be the only time you ever probably hear these words from my mouth about a Brian Michael Bendis Avengers book. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yes, actually, and I enjoyed it too, and I have not been enjoying the Avengers books recently. But what was it about this particular book that we really enjoyed?
Well, it sure helps when you have Jimmy Chung doing the art, because, the art is awesome. It is beautiful.
I would love to see him on another monthly book, but I do realize that the issue with Jimmy Chung is just, he works, he's meticulous, he's methodical, it takes him a while to get his pages in. I think that's one of the reasons why probably Mark Morales did this book, so he could really finish him, especially after the job that Morales did on Secret Invasion over Leno Francis Yu. Mm-hmm. But back to this Avengers book, Brian Bendis, Jim Chung tell a story. It's essentially it's clever. It's a Spider-Man story. Mm-hmm. Spider-Man is in the center of it. He is narrating throughout, and it's should I say it? It's actually the New Avengers and the Dark Avengers teaming up, which you wouldn't expect to see.
You know what? I would expect this story. The reason I liked it is because it had such I don't want to say old-timey feel, but it did have a feel of the comics in the 80s and the 90s where, you have these two teams and then they have to team up for something, and it works so well. I have no idea what the fuck Bendis is doing on the other books to make them so bad. I can't believe... All right, now, yeah, there were some drawbacks to this for me. Because Bendis, we've been chronicling this for the last couple months, but Bendis is really trying his damnedest to be Quentin Tarantino. He really is. And the dialogue in this issue just reeks of it. He's trying to be cool and hip. Like, everybody has to have, like, a smart-ass remark for everything. It's like, it's almost to the point where one of our big complaints with him is that all the character voices are interchangeable. It could be anybody saying it. There are some stuff specific to Spider-Man, but even he's kind of trying to be too cool.
Right. Well, he's writing Spider-Man more like Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah, which is...
And I'm reading the Osborn bits, and as you're reading it, it sounds more like really dickish Tony Stark.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. So it's not so much that Bendis has these characters down pat, or their speech patterns or their personalities in their voice. It's just very... You're right. They seem very interchangeable, and the more you listen to them, the more you start hearing echoes of previous characters that Bendis has written. But again, to go even further, there are characters who he writes in his other books who sound nothing at all like they do in his books, and they come off better. Like Ares, right?
Actually, comes off as a really cool character,
right? Like
very respectful to Thor. I mean, he's kind of the hero of this book. I mean, it is told through Spider-Man's eye, but Ares is like the man. And why he doesn't write Ares like this in the other books, I don't understand.
Right. No, you're right. And with this book, the characters do seem to... I don't know. Maybe this is a point that Bendis is focusing towards down the road a bit, that he wants to get to that point with each of these characters at some point. Because you know what's going to happen with this book. It's going to be up for sale for
Probably.
For $3.99 in a couple months. Mm-hmm. So make sure you get it for free, folks.
Yeah, because they'll probably put together like a director's cut.
Right.
And just to let you know, guys, first time Marvel's done this, and I really don't like it, but their free comic book day comics are actually smaller than a regular size.
Yeah. So
they'll probably reprint this into a normal size and try to get your money out of it that way. But and one more thing about this, why I think that this book works for me is we always talk about how Brian Michael Bendis has too much reign, no pun intended, over all of his books and gets to do whatever he wants. But this it was a free comic book day, so it kind of pretty much had to be in one and done.
Right.
And this is what I think. You put Brian Michael Bendis in a box, and he has to work within those confines, he might be able to put out a decent amount of, or I should say, his output would be better, quality-wise.
Right.
Sorry, it took
he has to concentrate a whole lot of story into this issue.
Yeah, and a lot of stuff. I mean, more stuff happened in this one issue of the Avengers Free Comic Book Day than have happened in like the last year of like New Avengers. Seriously.
And before we came on to record this, Jose made the comment. Had this just been, like, let's say, an event,
yes.
But Bendis could have taken everything that happens in this book and stretched it out over 4 or 5 issues.
Easily. Yeah, that's exactly it. I told him, I'm like, if this story was actually told in New Avengers, it would take 5 issues to get through.
But because he had to write a one and done, he put a lot of story into this book, and it was a very satisfying book.
The only detriment to this, though, is if somebody picks this up on Free Comic Book Day and is like, has never read the Avengers, and they're like, holy shit, the Avengers, this fucking book is awesome. Yeah, sorry, but they're going to pick up New Avengers and Dark Avengers and be like, what the fuck is this shit? This isn't what I read.
Yeah.
The contrast between the books is, like, remarkable.
Right. Now, if you pick up this book expecting the regular, like, New Avengers or even Dark Avengers, you're going to be disappointed because the regular Avengers books right now are they're diluted, they're decompressed.
Except for Mighty Avengers, which we'll get into
into later, right. But the Bendis Avengers books right now, this book is not indicative of what Bendis' Avengers books are. They are indicative of in my opinion, what Bendis' Avengers books were. I mean, I really enjoyed the opening run of Mighty Avengers. I enjoyed what started off when New Avengers was launched. But just somewhere along the way, things just got really decompressed and crazy and scattershot. This book shows that Bendis can write really good Avengers stories, but maybe you're right. Maybe he needs to get some constraints put on him, put him in a box, and make him to work inside that box. Hell, stop these friggin' 4-issue story arcs and break them down to 2.
Well,
you know?
Yeah, but I mean, the guy's getting paid mad money, I'm sure, and the longer he can stretch out a story, the more he's going to get paid.
Right. Wow.
For less amount of work.
In either case, well, yeah, but let's end this on a positive note, in that yes, this is a good book, and it is probably one of the better Avengers books that Bendis will write this year.
So get in on Free Comic Book Day.
Get in on it.
Saturday.
Seriously. All right, and then. As a contrast, New Avengers 51, what did we think about it?
Whoa, what?
All right, folks, we'll see you in the next segment.